So I can actually see that screen in a second. Cool. Yep. All right. Here we have From the Dark. Yeah, it's a good video. Don't know sure if I got the yeah, we'll see. It's like the martial arts style training. But was I right about the ideas that you'd left and it was your students leading new students, leaving a legacy? That's the key point I want to figure out. Yeah, figured as much. And I do like the mix of the art style. Did you try to keep it on that art style and it kept on drifting away, or did you purposely go to the 3D renders on your own model to emphasize? Ah, cool. I try to avoid the descriptions unless I'm trying to figure out who people are, so that I'm not influenced in my analysis of what the story of the video is actually telling me. Because that's one of the things you got to watch out for is, do you see a story there because that's what you want to be there? Or do you see a story there because there is a story there to be seen? And your story came through nice and clear. All right, next video. From the Dark by Wild Araki. This is less than 24 hours old. Let's see how this one goes. The rocket is spinning.
On the floor again, blue light on the ceiling fan, pills spill like broken teeth, phone full of messages I'd never read. Tried to say goodbye in ink, folded notes I'd never send. Every mirror, every drink, turned my own reflection into an enemy. But I built a fire from the dark, from the nights I almost tore myself apart. From the cuts, from the calls, from the this is all my fault. I turned every scar into a spark. I built a fire from within the dark. Now it burns bright in my hands.
So you can light your own fire.
From the embers where I
stand. Doctor said you're doing fine, while I practice dying in my mind, counting ways to disappear like it was the only thing I'd ever learned. I hated every laughing face, cursed the sky for staying blue, thought my whole life was a waste, till I found there was a crack of light in me too. And I built a fire from the dark, from the nights I almost tore myself apart. From the cuts, from the calls, from the this is all my fault. I turned every scar into a spark. I built a fire from within the dark, and now it burns bright here in my
us. From the calls, from the this is all my fault. We'll turn every scar into a spark. We'll build a fire from the dark. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it burn. Let it bright right here where we stand. Till the broken and the brave can see the light and take our hands.
Okay, it's a very important message in that song, and that's a very nice message. The visuals always with his stuff is very, very good. Usually a little bit messy, as in like rough around the edges, but that's part of his style, I think. Now, it's like rough edges. Of Ted. It's always fine to have a long bit at the start. And it's become a bit of a running joke with Wildaraki that there's always a spiral going on in his videos in the weirdest places.
On the floor again, blue light on the ceiling fan, pills spill like broken teeth, phone full of messages I'd never read. Try to say goodbye in ink, folded notes I'd never send, every mirror, every drink.
Scene change edits are happening on beats, but then within the scene you're getting smaller edits for locations on phrases. Same scene, but it's on the message coming through in the lyrics.
Folded notes I'd never send, every mirror, every drink, turn my own reflection into an enemy. But I built a fire from the dark, from the nights I almost tore myself apart, from the cuts, from the calls, from the this is all my fault. I turned every scar into a spark.
That is very much what I thought as well, but then again at the same time, it being like that, probably what drew her attention to that book is the fact that somebody put it in the wrong way. But yes, I do like this imagery here with a spark lighting a constellation of connected campfires, basically. I do think this imagery is held a little bit long, but then again, I think the overall song is a little bit long for what it does. But it is a very, very good message.
Disappear like it was the only thing I'd ever learned. I
So I see that. Which one was it? I'm not saying you sold it. Just that's what popped into my mind. That works. You blame Eustace.
For staying blue, thought my whole life was a waste, till I found there was a crack of light in me too. And I built a fire from the dark, from
More of the flame and constellation stuff.
myself apart, from the curse, from the cause, from the this is all my fault. I turned every scar
I appreciate it. I probably would have done a sharper cut on that, I think. In my hands.
So you can light your own fire.
But it's perfectly fine. I mean, Waterark is always well put together. His only issues in his earlier videos was he didn't know how to get the gens to stay in the same format. And he's mastered that. Hi Nutella. Is that your channel name? And is it AI? I focus on AI video generation, not so much on the music side of things. So have you got a video to go with it, or is it just music?
Hold on. If you think your name means lost, I've carried that burden like a cross. Take this glow, this tired flame. It was born from the same deep pain. I know if my heart could make it.
I have to be very careful with
There's a wildfire deep inside of you.
that pop up with requests. Had someone who turned up and asked for a song to be played, and while the video was their own edited together clips video, the song belonged to somebody else and had a copyright on it. I don't know exactly what's going on, but something's going on with the Grok deal, you might say. People got premium on the assumption you'd get a certain amount out of the buying premium, a certain amount of generations, a bit of priority for processing speed and all that. And they've come out with a new tier and taken stuff from the lower tier that you were paying for that you no longer get by having the lower tier, and that's just not on. That's about the only thing I really know about any like shitification with the AI stuff at the moment. But I'm on the lower tier and I've not had any real drop. There was a bit of an issue the other day where I couldn't get into my account at all on the Grok side of things, which is where my newest one I'm working on, I haven't got any video for at all because I had to basically take a day off from making videos. As I was saying, Waterark always does pretty solid video work. Usually very good messages with the songs. A little bit long on some of these takes. But at the same time, it works for this outro bit. go give the original some love. So that's From the Dark by Wild Araki. Another solid entry from him. Honestly, considering what he's done here, it'd be nice if he could get the visual quality up a little bit on some of these gens. I think he was stuck on a lower gen for a little bit, because some of these are quite nice. But here you can see it's definitely 480 generation. Either that or he's edited it down and got in close. Anyway, good solid work from Wild Araki. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now we've got one from somebody who's a bit of an overachiever. Decided to throw out 5 videos at once. My theory is he had several that he was working on at the same time. Yeah, bit by bit here and there, and he's just basically finished them all around the same time and launching them all out in one go. I'm not going to watch the others until tomorrow, but I chose one at random from his big release to put up for a view and review. This is One Day by Cultus Noticia, and let's see what he's got for us.
I hope I can give you what I never had, a safe daily reminder that I am glad to see your joy and the peace that you have, a safe place to sleep and lay your head. And when you get older, be better than me, because one day you'll look back and truly you'll see I was trying my best as I went along. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can't do it wrong. One day
My other theory is that he had these lined up and was going to put them out on timer, but he fucked up the dating on them.
You are the arrow, I am the bow. The more that you see, the less that you'll know. But if you must keep this one thing to heart, that I will always be proud at finish and from the start. One day
I think the music on this one is actually kind of just. Well, the message is good. I think the song itself is a bit meh. Sorry to say, it's not just really not my taste. Visually, nice, slow, edited clips, long, panning scenes. I think this is another way he's managed to get so many out in one go. He's kind of went for a very simple palette. They're very clean cuts, very focused edits. But there's like minimal cuts. And it's a slow song, so it works. It's nothing bad. It's clever. It's a smart use of your time and effort.
I was trying my best as I went along.
But all of these are very generic
And if you don't
motion
know
scenes.
what you're doing, you can't do it wrong. One day
AI arrows. I guess it doesn't like arrows the same way it dislikes, yeah. Treats bows and arrows the same way it treats guns. I mean, a number of times when you've seen bows and the string, yeah, see the string's going behind his head. And then, of course, you've got flights on both ends of the arrows, arrowheads on both ends of the arrows. I ran into this problem a lot with the mage. No, not this one. No, it's not that one either. I thought it was. So is it this one? Basically, a number of times when I'm genning it and the staff ends up with both ends having crystals, it just doesn't know where things are supposed to be. I mean, look at the way the knight's holding the sword here in the swing. Long straight objects that have different differentiating ends are a struggle for the AI. Very beautiful imagery.
you are the arrow, I am the bow. The more that you see, the less that you'll know. But if you must keep this one thing to heart, that I will always be proud at finish and from the start. One day
He's making good cuts on good parts. It's well edited. It's just very simple, very straightforward work though. There's two ends of stuff that Nicole does. It's kind of like you got this where he's got like very clean, very tidy work, and then he's got some of the more off the wall stuff where it's manic almost. Usually that's less well edited, but it's got more passion to it. While this feels like it's got passion from the way the scene is, it's not actually. It just doesn't feel quite as passionate as some of his other work. I don't know how to say that other than that. I mean, it's optimistic. It's just the nature of the song, and it's very pleasant imagery. But it just doesn't. He hasn't got as much emotional weight behind it as some of the other stuff he's done. It's a little too neat for that, if you know what I mean. There's no. There's no rough edge to this song. I mean, as I said, that's possibly just due to my personal taste in music that I feel that way.